consistent queen, back again with another video. I mean, as you guys know, we are consistent, and as you could tell from the title of the video, today we're going to be discussing all things feminine hygiene. So if that is something that you're interested in, do stay tuned, enjoy, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. To me, feminine hygiene is basically an umbrella term, and in that umbrella term we have the following categories. We have skincare, we have hair care, we have body care, we have dental care, and we have intimate area care. So in this video we will be speaking about those categories, not too much in depth, but then I'll be telling you guys the things that I feel like you really should know. And I feel like as young as you may be, it's really important to be doing these things now, and you know, crossing your T's, dotting your I's, so that you don't have any regrets years later. You don't want to look back and wish that you had done that extra step, or that you hadn't been putting those harsh products on your body. The last thing you want to have is regrets, like literally. As far as dental care is concerned, you should be brushing your teeth twice a day, no excuses. And I'm being so serious. You should be brushing your teeth in the morning and also in the evening, and if you can, you should also like rinse your mouth in between meals to make sure that anything that's left behind gets taken out. I do think that it is worthwhile investing in floss. So I like to floss especially in the evenings, because I know that during the day I had been eating things, there might be stuff that's stuck in between my teeth. In the morning I don't stress about it too much because I know that I had already flossed in the evening. And also during the day I like to keep this in my bag, because also I don't want to be going out and then there's stuff stuck in my teeth and I don't know about it. So after eating meals, you know, like there's just certain meals where you know that the likelihood of things being stuck in your teeth are very high. Stuff like mangoes or like a juicy steak. You really should be flossing your teeth to make sure that there's nothing left in between. And as I had said, ideally you should be having this in your bag, whether you are going to school, whether you are going to work. If you are a lady, please, you should be flossing. We also have this antibacterial mouthwash. So this is the one that I was using. It's kind of finished. I started using this when I got my wisdom teeth removed. The what's it called, I'm forgetting the word, like the doctor that specializes in teeth, the orthodontist had prescribed this for me, and since then I've just been rocking with it because I just feel like it gets the job done. But then if you can't get this one, Listerine is also pretty good. So basically it really just depends on what works well for you. You also should be cleaning your tongue. So this is the tongue cleaner that I use. So it's kind of like a toothbrush for your tongue. This one specifically has bristles, and then you just, you know, brush your tongue. There are some where it's sort of like a scrape, and then you like scrape the dirt off your tongue. But I think so far I'm really preferring this one over the one that you have to like scrape. I feel like this one gets the job done much better, much better. And if I'm not mistaken, this is under 100 rand. Guys, there's literally no reason why you should be walking around with a white tongue. Like as a lady, you should not be doing that. As I had mentioned before, brushing your teeth twice a day is absolutely mandatory, no excuses. So personally I like to use an electric toothbrush. I also have a manual toothbrush, so I have two toothbrushes depending on the mood that I'm in, but I found that the electric toothbrush gets the job done much better. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the movement or because of the bristles. Yeah, so I actually got this one from Clicks. If I'm not mistaken, it was about 300 rand, and it is rechargeable and you can remove the head. So ideally you should be changing the head of your toothbrush regularly. So this goes for whether you have an electric one or if you use a manual toothbrush, you should be changing your toothbrush regularly. And then as far as toothpaste is concerned, this should actually go without saying, but please don't brush your teeth without toothpaste. Like if you're just gonna brush your teeth with water, then what are you doing? what are you doing? Like, I've actually seen some people on TikTok doing that, and I was just like, that's why I had to emphasize that, like, guys, please, toothpaste, whether you use Colgate, use Sensodyne. I don't know what other brands there are, but personally I prefer Sensodyne because I have extremely sensitive teeth. I have extremely sensitive everything, but I like using Sensodyne. And actually, I had tried whitening my teeth at home. There was this kit that I was using, and while I was using that, it increased the sensitivity in my teeth. So Sensodyne is my fighter personally. Also, as a lady, you should ideally have either mints or halls or gum on you at all times. The last thing you want to have is bad breath. You don't want to be known as that lady that has coffee breath or that lady that has fish breath. No. What about istima sakho as a woman? No. Fights. Ilwa ntombo ungavumi. I like having these mints. Plus, they're really delicious. So sometimes I just pop a mint for no reason. That's just how nice they are. But having mints, gum, halls, whatever it is absolutely mandatory. Now, when it comes to your intimate area, please do not be putting stuff in there that should not be in there. And I literally cannot stress this enough. Like, your noonie is not supposed to smell like flowers or perfume or whatever. And I'm begging you guys, like, please don't put perfume in your noonie. Like, you are literally going to get a UTI. And another thing, when you wipe, please wipe front to back. Don't wipe back to front, because when you wipe back to front, you bring a lot of bacteria, a lot of fecal material to the front, to where your noonie is, and that will also cause a UTI, which is something that you don't want. I'm pretty sure most women have had a UTI at some point in their lives, and they know how uncomfortable it is. It's just itchy, it burns when you pee. UTIs are absolutely gross, but they're also not something that you should be ashamed of. So if you do have a UTI, please go to the doctor. Please, and I'm asking you so nicely, please go to the doctor. Don't try to thug it out, because sometimes it actually gets worse the more you try to thug it out. Whereas you could have just gone to the doctor and maybe gotten your antibiotics and have been on them for 3 days and everything would have been okay. Please, guys, when it comes to your body, don't try to thug it out. As a lady, it's very important to take every single pain, every single thing very seriously, because it might just be something that's serious, so you should just be taking it seriously regardless. Now, when it comes to that area down there, you should take special care when washing it. Don't put soap inside. You should be washing the outside, but don't put soap inside. Inside, you should only be putting water. And I'm being so serious. Okay, for me, as I had said, on the outside, I do wash it with soap, but I am careful with which soap that I use, because some soaps are just really harsh and they will irritate you. But I prefer to use pure soap. I find that it does not irritate me. And again, guys, I cannot stress this enough, this is only for the outside, not the inside, because the inside is also self-cleaning, so you don't have to worry about that. On a day-to-day basis, I like to use panty liners, mostly because I know that discharge can stain your underwear, which is completely normal. But then for me personally, I don't want my underwear to be stained. But I make sure that with the panty liners that I use unscented ones, because again, with the scented ones, you might cause irritation. And also, it's very important to have maybe like 1 or 2 of these in your bag, just so that you can regularly change it throughout the day, so that you can continue feeling fresh and clean. And when it's that time of the month, I personally prefer using pads over tampons. I don't know, like at my big age, tampons, they intimidate me. Like, I have had a period where I tried them out and I'm familiar with inserting them properly. The other thing is that, like, tampons are not uncomfortable or anything like that. If you put it in properly, it should not be uncomfortable. If it's uncomfortable, it's because you didn't put it in properly. It's just that with me, I'm just very anxious and I just get scared, like, what if it moves, or what if, like, I'm leaking or whatever. So I just spare myself all of that anxiety. I know that it's highly unlikely, but then I just cannot get, I'm just nervous. Like, I'm just nervous. So I prefer using pads. And with my pads, when I know that I'm having a heavy flow, I will put these on. These are the night ones. Like, I don't even mind putting them on during the day because I know that my flow. So this just depends on how my flow is during the day. But when it comes to nighttime, I do not compromise because I don't want to stain my bedding. I put on the nighttime pads. And then when I know that, okay, I'm towards the end of my cycle, my flow is not as heavy, I like to put these ones on because these ones are nice and breathable. Yeah, and they're also quite light. And also when it comes to my pads, I try to change them maybe like twice during the day, and then obviously like in the morning I'll put on a fresh pad. During the course of the day I might just change my pad, and also at night I change my pad. So you should not be having your pad on for more than 8 hours. But obviously whenever you just feel like, you know what, my pad is kind of full, or it's not giving freshness anymore, you should be changing your pad. There's no shame in changing your pad multiple times a day. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable. And also be careful of how you dispose of your pads. Make sure that as you guys know, the pad itself comes in a little like plastic bag. So you see that like it comes in a bag. When you are done using the pad, don't just like throw it out anyhow, and also don't flush the pad because it's going to block the drains. So you should be putting your used pad back in here and then disposing of it properly. Or if you prefer to use there's like scented bags that you can buy from either Clicks or Dischem, where you can put your used pad in that scented bag, and it just smells like lavender and everything, and like you literally won't be able to smell that there's a used pad in there. And also as far as freshness is concerned, when it's that time of the month especially, and also when it's quite hot, because like you'll sweat, hey, like that area sweats, especially because it's underneath layers of clothes. I like to use a powder just to make sure that everything stays dry. And also when there's like a wet environment, and that wet environment is in the heat, it harbors infections, and you don't want to have an infection. So just make sure that everything stays cool and dry. And I also like to use these wipes, again more so for, you know, during the day, just to make sure that I stay fresh, whether it's that time of the month or whether I just use the bathroom and I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm nice and clean. Plus these are flushable, so after use you can just, you know, pop them in the toilet and flush them away. Or also if you are planning on, you know, and you don't have time to shower, I'm not gonna say much, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And also you should ideally be keeping these in your bag, whether you are in school, working, these should be in your bag. This is something that you can do without, but this is something that you should ideally have, just to make sure that you are nice and clean throughout the day. Another thing that I wanted to discuss when it comes to the appearance of your noonie, and just the appearance of things that you really cannot change, learn to love what you can't change, because you can't change it. So embrace it, love yourself. Make sure that, you know, every now and then you just walk around naked and you just, you know, just admire yourself and hold yourself at such a high regard. So now when it comes to like ingrown hairs and stuff, so with ingrown hairs, it comes when like obviously your hair is not growing properly and there's a blockage, and then because of that blockage there ends up being like no room for the hair to come out, so you'll end up having a lump, and then there'll be pus and stuff. Like, it's really, they're not nice. Ingrown hairs are just not nice, and they tend to be very, very painful. So if you are somebody who suffers from ingrown hairs, this gel thing is so helpful. When you put it on the affected area, it does burn a little bit, not gonna lie, it does burn a little bit, but it gets the job done. So in no time you'll be sorted. I know it's a little bit TMI, but you know what, this is a feminine hygiene video. This is for the girls. This is for the girls. Also take notes of how you remove your hair. Like, Ideally, you should be like, when it comes to like your intimate area, you should be very, very careful. Wax, if you can wax, go for laser hair removal if you can. Or if you're shaving, please make sure that you are shaving correctly, you're shaving in the right direction, and don't just shave bare. You get what I'm saying? Not only my noonie, but literally any part of my body. I like to use coconut oil because I just find that it's foolproof. It's organic, and you should be changing the razors that you're shaving with. Don't always shave with the same razor all the time for months on end, because also it does harbor bacteria, and you know about having bacteria in those areas. That's just not something that you want. So with that being said, let us discuss all things body care. So I'm a waxing girly, but then, not gonna lie, sometimes I'm just in a rush, or I can't make a wax appointment, or yeah. When it comes to my legs, I strictly shave, but any other part of my body, I prefer waxing. But if I can't wax, again, this is what I use, and I make sure that I just shave in the right direction. Guys, when it comes to no hair, I know some people use no hair, but I've had such a bad experience with it, and I actually got a scar because I had used it incorrectly. I don't know where my mind was at, but then I used no hair, and then I used one of these to try and get the hair out, and it cut me so bad. I still have a scar to this day. It's not very noticeable, but because it's on my body, I notice it, and every time I see it, I'm like, oh my word, I'm never touching no hair again. But for some people, it really helps them. So also, that just depends on what works for you, because like what works for you might not work for somebody else. What works for somebody else might not work for you. So when it comes to feminine hygiene, it's really just such a personal journey. It's a personal growth thing. Like, you grow, you learn more, you do better. When it comes to body care, you should be showering minimum twice a day, and I'm being so serious. In the morning, you should be showering. In the evening, you should be showering. If you are doing any like hard labor or anything that caused you to sweat during the day, you should be showering. After the gym, you should be showering. Like, please be a lady. This is obviously like very personal. It depends on the person, but then I'm just gonna be very brief with this. I prefer using like combos, so I'll use a body wash with the matching body lotion. I'm also really liking sorbet products because you can actually get a set where you also have the scrub. So I like to exfoliate my body every now and then, maybe like twice a week. I don't want to overdo it, so I only leave it at twice a week, and it helps to just make sure that your skin is glowing, that you look good. And when it comes to making sure that you're using matching products, it's so that the scent carries on and that you're layering the scent properly. And also when it comes to like what you use, you can either use a loofah, because a loofah is very exfoliating, or you can use a cloth. Again, that's also a very personal choice. You do what works for you. And for me personally, regardless of whether I'm gonna scrub or not, I like to start washing my entire body with pure soap. So literally top to bottom, the first layer is pure soap, even with my face. Plus, pure soap is not like irritating or anything like that. It's very safe to use, and also does wonders on your skin. So yeah, the first thing that I wash with is actually pure soap, and then afterwards maybe I'll use my Dove shower gel or my sorbet shower gel, and then also depending on how I'm feeling, I'll exfoliate, but then that's only twice a week, as I had said. After showering and after moisturizing, you should be using roll-on. And I'm being so serious. Like, this entire video is very, very serious. So personally, I prefer using Dove because I just find that it gets the job done, guys. It gets the job done, and it lasts really, really long. And I prefer to put my roll-on after I've worn my clothes. And please invest in perfume, or at least a body mist or a body spray or whatever. So as of late, I like layering my perfumes because I feel like when one dies out, the other one kicks in. So it makes sure that you smell really, really good for the entire day. If you guys are interested in a perfume collection video, I surely will do that. So when it comes to nighttime, I use this spritzer. It's actually an eau de parfum. I don't know if I can count it as a spritzer, but then like, yeah, I use this bottle. This is by Yardley. This is also super affordable, and you can also use it during the day because it smells so good and it's so strong. I mean, it is an eau de parfum, so yeah. And then during the day when I'm trying to be more serious, I'll use one of my perfumes, the one that I'm currently loving right now. I'm really loving this one by YSL Black Opium. It smells so good, not gonna lie. But yeah, as I said, if you guys are interested in a perfume collection, do let me know. And even though perfume is a little bit pricey, it's really a worthwhile investment. Yes, I said investment because more than anything, your scent is what introduces you. Like, you don't want to go to places and you're smelling like atmosphere. And it's also very important to make sure that your ears are clean. Your nails should also be well groomed at all times. Even if you don't have on acrylics or press-ons or anything, like, your nails should be well groomed. So I'm really liking this set. I actually got this from Dischem, if I'm not mistaken, the Dischem in nail sprays. And like, as you can see, just has like a bunch of things that are useful for nail care. It has a nail clipper, it has a filer, it has like things that you can use to, like, you know, push your cuticles back, things that you can use to like take dirt out of your nails. And also I feel like if you have long nails, especially if you have false nails, you must make sure that there's no dirt here, because that's how they'll catch you out. That is how they'll catch you out. Like, it's so gross when you see a flat girl and then her nails are dirty. So as far as hair care is concerned, please make sure that you get your hair washed as regularly as you can. And also make sure that you spray your perfume on your hair, because you don't want your hair to only be smelling like hair food. No. And also make sure that the products that you use are not only suitable for your hair type, but that they're not harmful. So personally, the reason why I don't relax my hair is because I don't want to have like those chemicals in my head. There's nothing wrong with relaxing as long as you're also like not doing it like every week. You get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you must just give your hair just a breather. Yeah, and even if it's just for like 2 weeks, a month, give it a breather. Actually, with any part of your body, like literally even with your nails, give them a breather. I know it's so hard because you just want to be a fly girl, you want to have them, but give them a breather. I mean, I gave my nails a breather and they grew so much. Like, these are my real nails, I kid you not. I just have an overlay on. Even with your lashes, give them a breather. And I'm being so serious. Like, false lashes look so nice. Like, they make you feel like you're the baddest bee, but give your real lashes a chance to grow. Invest in a lash serum, or just put Vaseline. Like, you can just put Vaseline on your lashes and on your eyebrows, and trust me, they will grow so well. Cranberry supplements are really helpful. It's just that I don't have them on me right now, but I'll put the cranberry supplements that I've been trying in the description box, so you guys can check out the link. And yeah, but also probiotics are really good for just overall gut health. Like, gut health speaks so much. If your gut is unhealthy, it will show, hey. And when it comes to skincare, I will be doing a separate skincare video. There's just a few products that I'm trying out. Like, my skin is not 100% yet, but it looks much better than it had before. Like, as some of you guys know, I have the most problematic skin ever, but it's mine and I've learned to love it with all its problems. And yeah, but when it comes to your skincare, please don't forget to put on sunscreen. I am currently loving this sunscreen. It's done wonders for my black spots, and I'm not sure if they sell it at Clicks, but then I got this at Dischem. And also, like, a lot of people are always like saying that it's so good. So it really is actually so good. So that's what made me buy it, and the fact that it's been working for me is what's making me continue to buy it. I don't want this video to be too long. I don't want it to be too long, but I hope that it was helpful to somebody out there. I hope that it was really informative. There's so much to be said about feminine hygiene, so I just tried to fit everything that I could in this video. As I have mentioned before, I will do like separate segments for some of the categories because I feel like some things should be said in depth. It's just that also I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just trying to keep it brief. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. These are the must-haves, the must-knows, and at all times don't forget to carry yourself like a lady. Being a lady is not only how you smell and how you look, it's also about how you carry yourself. So at all times carry yourself with the highest esteem. Take yourself very, very seriously. Always remain dignified, always remain, you know, cool, calm, collected, and always act like a lady. Even if it's difficult, try to remain ladylike at all times. So with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope that it was helpful. Until next time, this is it from the Consistent Queen. Bye.